Look at this beautiful day. So, like usual, Nick Jenkins is asking me questions, right? And I get answers, guys. Always got answers, you know. May not be the answers you want, but I got answers. And if anybody else who's watching has questions, feel free, because I'll make a freaking video about it, man. I'll answer your questions. Now, I kind of just started to get back into a practice of martial arts. Posted a video of me shadow boxing, going pretty easy, just kind of moving around, getting the hips moving, getting the shoulders moving. I'm trying to get my head movement back. My head movement really sucked, but get back into it. For health, that heart, a little bit of muscular endurance. And anyway, Nick has been hitting the bag, which is awesome, man. Good on you, dude. It's great exercise. And he was curious to see more footage of me training martial arts, which I will post more of, probably once a week or something, maybe. And he was curious about boxing. He wants to learn more about boxing. And I gotta be honest, man, I'm not a boxer. I've never been a boxer. The little bit of boxing I do know is from the days of mixed martial arts and kickboxing, Muay Thai kickboxing, and Taekwondo, which you can't even really call any of that boxing, because it's not boxing. Boxing is boxing, you know what I mean? That's something I think people don't really get. If you're a fan of like mixed martial arts, you'll see, guys are punching each other, and you might think, oh, that's boxing, but it's not really, you know what I mean? These guys aren't really boxers, they're mixed martial artists, and they're good at punching people in a mixed martial arts competition, along with kicks, elbows, knees, freaking plane overhead, sorry about that. Takedowns, takedown defense, yada yada yada, jiu-jitsu, whatever. When all that's together in a bag, they're good at using some, boxing skills. But you put any of those guys, even the champions, even the mixed martial arts world champions, in a ring with a well-seasoned boxer, under, boxing rules, punches only, that kind of thing, they're gonna get fucked up, believe me, because they're not boxers, guys. And I'm not a boxer either, so I can't really provide you with any any real high quality assistance. But I was thinking back, like, the most I've learned from boxing, aside from the mixed martial arts and Muay Thai stuff, is from an actual boxer named Keith Kepner. And I was thinking, like, I'd follow this guy on Instagram back in the day. He was like a really good acquaintance of mine, I would say. I don't know, it's hard to say if we're like friends. I guess we're friends, maybe, but we don't talk to each other, you know what I mean? You get my drift. But he's a really great guy. Super talented coach and businessman. And I was like, you know what? Let me see. I bet this guy, being a good businessman and marketing, person, probably has a YouTube channel. I just looked it up, and he does, in fact, have a YouTube channel. So shout out to Keith Kepner Boxing. And I will put a link to his channel in the description. I browsed around. He does have a little bit of instructional videos in his freaking channel. So check that out if you want to learn more about boxing. Because I learned, like, the best boxing that I know is, it's all very novice shit. I learned from him. I took, like, I think it was a month or two, kind of an intensive, boxing class. No sparring, it was all just combinations and learning how to move, that kind of thing. Basic novice level shit. Uh, and yeah, I still practice, some of that today. And I think, I never wanted to be a boxer, but it was super, super, super high quality stuff. And I think everybody should probably take at least a month or two of a boxing class like that Keith provided to the public. Because if you have just a basic knowledge and you learned maybe, even half a dozen combos or something and how to defend yourself correctly and shit, that's so useful, man. You're going to be so much better off than 99.9% of the people out there. If you ever got into a fight, God forbid or something, like out in real life, I think you'd be able to defend yourself pretty well if you just kind of, learn the basics real quick, learn them pretty well, and then continue to practice them throughout your life. You'd probably be 10 times more prepared than somebody who hasn't done that. You know what I mean? So my advice to you, Nick, and anybody else watching this who's interested in boxing but doesn't want to be a boxer, is to just take maybe a few months of classes. You don't have to spar if you don't want to, but just learn how to move correctly, how to throw some basic shit, you know what I mean? And then continue to practice that on your own or with your friends or something. And you'll be solid, you know what I mean? And I'll put it this way too, guys, like, going back to the, MMA thing, my most recent sparring experience was with these fucking planes. Game day up in here, so there's private planes coming in for the fucking football game. Anyway, let me get back to it. My most recent sparring experience was with two local MMA fighters that are pretty well seasoned MMA fighters, and again, with the basic boxing knowledge that I had and that I continue to practice from what Keith Kepner taught me, I was able to jab them. Literally all my jabs hit them. Okay, all of my left hooks hit them. It was kind of mind-blowing. I was like, damn, I'm not even a fucking boxer, but I'm nailing these guys with jabs. I'd never experienced that before. Because you don't really hit people in the face with your fist in Taekwondo, which is what I specialize in, you know what I mean? So I was like, damn, I'm hitting these people in the face, and they got 10 fights under the belt. What the fuck? So there you go, you know what I mean? Believe me, I'm not very talented in fighting. I was never a good fighter, you know what I mean? At least relatively speaking, compared to people who actually fight a lot. So the fact that, a month or two or whatever it was of classes, and then practicing that maybe 2-3 times a week or whatever for, I don't know, a year or two on my own, I was able to freaking jab these guys in the face like it was nothing. And I was like, shit, dog, look at me. I was like, look at you know what I mean? So shout out to Keith Kepner. And yeah, dude, get out there and learn some boxing, dude. Even if it's only a month or two or something, if you learn a little bit, it's gonna go a long way, especially if you just continue to practice that on your own and continue to kind of maybe learn a little bit on your own, watch some videos or something, you know what I mean? So that's my advice to anybody fucking, these rich assholes, they're planes, man. Flying so low too. Yeah, that's my advice to anybody who's interested in boxing but does not want to be a boxer. Just take some classes, man. I'm not going to be able to provide you with high quality instruction. I can maybe kind of relay some of the stuff that I actually have expertise in, which is mostly kicking. I don't talk about this much because, I don't know, just kind of embarrassing. Maybe I'm just, I don't know, some kind of humility, or maybe more a what's the term for it? Like imposter syndrome I have. I just don't want to admit that I have this expertise because maybe imposter syndrome or some kind of like insecurity in me. But I am literally a Taekwondo master. So if you want to learn about kicking, I got you. If you want to learn about how to maybe like mix some basic 1, 2, 3 punches with kicking, I got you. But in terms of like actual boxing, I don't really got you. You know what I mean? But yeah, check out Keith Kepner's channel. Shout out to him. Hopefully it doesn't mind me shouting him out, but I'm also like cussing this video at the same time. I don't know if that's good for business, but it's all good. Check out some other boxing YouTube channels. There's so much online these days. You can learn from literal world champions or coaches of world champions who have these YouTube channels, Instagram, Facebook, whatever you're on. You can go there and learn a little bit. You know, if you don't have access to it in real life, it's all online, dude. We're all connected on the internet nowadays, you know what I mean? It's nothing new. So, take advantage of that. That's about it. Y'all take care. Keep crushing it, guys. Peace the fuck out. Later.